All right, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well. Finally, it has stopped raining, snowing, freezing rain, and that's all in the last week. Finally, we have a sunny day. The snow is melting and it's starting to dry up and get out and do some camping. As you can see here, I have a selection of some of the camping gadgets, we'll call them that I use, and I want to share with you some of these because you may never have seen any of these before. Maybe you have some. And I will tell you this, I selected these items because I bring these with me on every camping adventure. Okay, the first one that I'm going to talk to you about is a fire starter. This one is made by Zippo. This right here is the ferro rod and the striker. So this is just two pieces that clip together. There we go. That's the ferro rod and that is the striker. And basically all you're doing is striking it, creating those sparks towards your little bundle of tinder. So these are paraffin wax coated cedar shavings. And the reason why they're coated is to help keep them water repellent. And I did a test on these and I soaked them in water. Same with the rod, and it worked just fine. This is called a bellows. It's basically just a telescopic straw. And what you do is you aim the smaller end towards the fire, and you can get this right down in. You don't have to get your face down into the fire and try to blow onto the fire or use a newspaper to try to fan it. This works amazing. So that's what comes with this fire starter kit. It has a little tube, little case right here that you can store that in. And this small little bundle right here, you've got yourself a reliable fire starting source, because you never know if your lighter is going to run out, and if your lighter gets wet, it might not dry out for hours. These are basically twist ties. They're pretty thick, heavy duty, and it's got this really grippy rubber on the outside. So you can use these for just about anything. You wanted to hang your lantern up somewhere, you can just wrap this around a branch, just give it a little curve like that. I use one of them when I'm hanging up my little mini lantern inside the rooftop tent. So tons of uses for these. This was a 2-pack. They're made by, the company brand is Night Eyes, and yeah, just handy little pieces of gear. All right, we can't go without coffee. This is a drip filter. This one is made by GSI. I have a few of their products, my camp kitchen set, one of my camping pots made by GSI. And basically that's what it is. It's a little micro mesh filter. Just clip it on to your mug, put your coffee grinds in there, pour it over, and then just watch and wait for your morning coffee while you're camping. Rather than having to bring a big press, coffee press, this just folds up into this tiny little packet right here, and you've got yourself drip coffee filter. Beautiful piece of kit. This is not a sponsored video. I pay for all this gear myself, so go ahead, give it a like. Helps out the channel. Okay, next. I have shown these in several videos. This is called a figure 9 carabiner. Okay, this is the figure 9 carabiner. This is also made by Night Eyes. Basically, this is a tensioning carabiner, and I use this when I'm doing my tarp setups. This would also come in really handy if you're setting up a clothesline. And the way it works, I've got some cordage right here. Let me just tie this around the post and then I'll show you how this works. Let's suppose you're using it for a tarp and you clip this into your tarp end and you need to get this tightened up. For those of you that are a little bit challenged when tying knots, like I always say, if you can't tie knots, tie lots. Don't struggle. Here we go. You have it clipped up to your tarp, you loop it around the bottom little hook, and all you're doing is putting some tension on it like this, wrap it around into the top that has those teeth, and there you go. That is on nice and tight. And then if you needed to, you could just snug it up a little bit more if your tarp gets loose, wrap it around, and you're good to go. And if you wanted to do it for a clothesline, you could do the same thing. Wrap one end around one tree, wrap the other one around, clip it in, and then you just pull and cinch it up, and boom, 2 minutes, you've got yourself a clothesline. All right, so that's the Figure 9 clip by Night Eyes. Super handy piece of kit. And I know some of this stuff might seem, maybe you have most of these items or all of them, but for those of you that maybe you don't camp quite as much as I do, which is a lot, you might find some of these really handy, and they're not expensive. So I will tell you that this goes everywhere with me. I have a smaller version of this that just has the 2 blades. That one's in my pocket all the time. Now, there you can get some of these that have like 20, 30 different gadgets on it. This one is pretty straightforward. It's got a couple of blades, it's got scissors, a little screwdriver, bottle opener, and I highly recommend, if you're gonna get yourself a little Swiss Army knife or a Victorinox, doesn't matter the brand, but you're gonna get yourself a little knife like this, make sure you get one that has the corkscrew, because yes, it's happened. You get to the campground or wherever you're going, you're gonna have yourself a nice glass of wine, and then you don't realize that it's a cork and not a twist top, and you're struggling to do that. So if you're gonna get a pocket knife, get one with the corkscrew. The tweezers come in really handy for small little slivers. Maybe if you have to remove a tick, I would recommend getting a proper tick remover. But there you go. I mean, I know it may seem like, yeah, of course, but you wouldn't believe how many people don't actually bring something like this when they go camping. Okay, out of all of these, this is probably the best piece of gear or gadget that I've gotten in years. This is the Max Pump 3 made by Flextail. I did a review video on this. Not only is this a rechargeable air pump, it's also a light. The nice thing about this one is the pump has 2 settings. The light has 3 settings. And you can use either port. So you can use the port to inflate and you can use the port to deflate. It does have a little fold down clip carabiner right here. So you can clip it up when you're using it as a lantern in the top of your tent. This thing is amazing. The amount of force that this little pump puts out inflates my air mattress in seconds. I think it was 30 seconds or less than that for a 3-inch thick air mattress. The lighting is really nice too, with 3 different settings on there, and it's dimmable. The real cool thing with this that was really smart for the company to do is, and it comes with this, the company sent this with it. And what it is, it's got the little thread you can see there, the little screw port, okay? And that's the same size that would be for a typical camera tripod. This is a little mini tripod. It doesn't come with it. This is just a little mini tripod for one of my GoPro cameras. And now I've got a little stand for my lantern. And the cool part is that you can actually put it on both sides of this lantern slash pump. So that way you can have the light shining up in towards the tent area, or you can have it sitting this way where, let's suppose you're sitting around the table, you're playing cards or something, and then the light comes down and floods this way. I cannot stress enough how amazing this little pump is. And like I said, I'm not sponsored to say that. I bought this on my own, but that is my honest opinion. Out of all of the air pumps, a combination lantern like this, if you're going to get one piece of kit for this summer that you're going to invest in, this is the one, the Max Pump 3 by Flextail. Okay, so the pump comes with this little carrying bag. Okay, so there's your pump, there's your little carrying bag. Okay, got a little drawstring here. Okay, and inside of this is where you have all of your adapters. So we have the charging cable. Okay, that's just your regular USB to USB-C. So you can use any really, but you got your charging cable. Then you have another adapter. This one is a softer rubber one to fit over top of whatever you're blowing up, whether it's your air mattress or some floaty toys. So it's got 6 total adapters, different sizes. This particular one is threaded, so depending on what type of hose that you have, you might be able to thread this directly onto it. You don't have to hold it. And then of course it's got the one for soccer balls and footballs and stuff like that. Okay, if you use the smaller end, you can use that to stoke your fire as well, if you don't have one of those bellows like the straw that I showed you. Woo! The wind. Guys, what's with the weather? I know it's spring. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Look at that. I'm telling you. Gadgets, gadgets. Listen, I know. It's endless, the gadgets that are out there. I'm just sharing with you. I picked out a handful of ones that I know go with me every single time. Okay? Now, in all of my years of camping, doing all these adventures, which is a long time, I've never owned any titanium pots or pans. So that's it. It was time. What I did was got myself, and we haven't even used this yet. This is literally came in the other day. The brand is Toaks. There you go. The brand is Toaks. Wasn't sure what size to get, so I went with a little bit bigger. This isn't the biggest one they made, but it comes with this nice little mesh bag with the drawstring. There you go. We've got ourselves a nice titanium pot. This is 1100 mils, so it's just over a liter. It's got the nice little flip handle right here. Okay. There are some measurement markings on the side, right? So you can see how much water you're putting in. It's got 2 fold-out handles this way. And the reason why I got this one was because it has this bail type. If you want to hang it from something over the fire directly, you can do that. And the nice thing with this, and they advertise it as well, is that it's super easy to take that off. So if you didn't want to use that, not that it's in the way or that it's heavy by any means, there you go. Toaks. Nice little titanium pot. Also, the reason why I got this one, there's a smaller version, the 750 mil, is because this fits a fuel canister. This one is the 230 gram, so this is the smaller one, but this fits inside. Now I don't have to have a separate pot, separate fuel, because my other pot was shorter, where this little pot, 1 liter, it's big enough for me to boil water for coffee, or I could fit some noodles in here. I can cook up some food in here. So that's why I went with this size. There you go. So for comparison size, this is a 1 liter water bottle, and you can see the size. I just wanted to show you some stuff that you guys might find handy. This is 145 grams. That's how much this weighs. Okay, let's just put that in there right now. Next time I go camping, I won't forget any fuel. There we go. Nice little carrying hand case. There, Toaks. Titanium camp pot. That's it. That's all I got for you. I could fill this table with all the camping stuff that I've got, but I wanted to show you a couple of things that you might be interested in, you might find useful, because all of these go with me every time. All right, now keep in mind, the provincial campgrounds, the online booking is already open, so don't wait start to look at your provincial campground, start to book it if that's something that you do, is mainly provincial camping. You don't go backcountry or into Crown land. So the season's here. It's time to go camping, guys. That's it, guys. Time to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Maybe you'll find some of these pieces of camping gear, these little gadgets, handy. It might be something that you might be interested in. There will be a link in the description below for all of these products that I talked about. Get out and do some camping. All right, we'll see you on the next adventure.